So I've just finished recording, not recording. I've just finished editing the second edition of book one for Crossing the Line. Now, those of you who have been with me on this journey, you'll know that Crossing the Line was a singular book. It was a bit of a beast. Um, yeah, it was a bit of a beast. Um, and it was about a really horrendous part of my life where I took my kids on a wild camping trip across Scotland back in 2015. We were having a bloody amazing time. And I was preparing them for Duke of Edinburgh for when they went back to school. And yeah, I ended up getting arrested and then thrown in a police cell for 57 and a half hours. Then I was charged with willful neglect and abandonment and a disturbance of the peace. It was a really harrowing time, but I learned a lot and I fought tooth and nail to get my kids back because they were the social services in Scotland coerced me and bullied me into signing my children over to social services. I couldn't read the documents, the cell was too dark. I couldn't see through the tears. And they kept telling me, if you don't sign it, we're going to take them off you anyway. I mean, who does that? Oh my God, some twisted individuals, that's for sure. So I wrote a book about it. And the reason why I wrote the book in the first place was because I didn't want others to go through what I went through. And I know that as somebody who is a successful woman who has a lot of resources, I had a lot of strength, and I'm very fucking determined. You do not fuck with my children. And I'm going to use that word quite a bit. You do not mess with a mama and her babies, ever. And at the time, I was a police assessor. Interesting, right? So I had a bunch of resources at my fingertips that not a lot of people would have. And so I dove deep into those documents. I went to town. I'm a writer. I research for a living. And I built a case against the police. And yeah, I'm not going to obviously tell you. I mean, I'm not in prison right now. I should be. If if the police officer's claims had been true and they had won, I would still be sitting in a police cell now, but I'm not, and I've just spent 8 years sailing around the world. So there is that. But I did it because I know that as a white English woman who has her own business, was able to send her kids to private school. And well, that is before the ex-husband decided that he divorced the boys as well as me and didn't want to pay. Lovely chap. Um, but I wrote this book to inspire others. And it doesn't matter what crime you've been charged of. If you're innocent, you need to know certain documents that are available to you. And so I've put them all in this book, not the actual documents, but I've given you information on what to research, how to break it down, but it's all in a narrative. So it's not, okay, get this document, da, 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 da. I just tell you my story and how I went about it, because nobody should be arrested to hit targets and because of racism and prejudice. And there is a lot of that going on at the moment in Britain. You can't write stuff on social media. You cannot support people who are opposed to a genocide. You cannot do certain things with your own children that will actually help them grow. Like, for example, some people are being arrested for homeschooling. Like, they're our children. Like, what gives somebody else the right to take away our children? Someone who doesn't know us, doesn't have any idea what it is to have actually raised those children. What they don't know anything about what's best for that child. Oh, so anyway, long story short, because I've got another meeting in 10 minutes. I wrote this book and I've just revisited it. I finished it at 2 a.m. a couple of mornings ago, the second edition, going through all the editor's notes that my editor had made. And she kind of really pissed me off, to be honest. Um, she wanted more drama where there was no drama. And it's almost like she was needling because we are a mixed ethnicity family. She wanted to see drama and animosity between the different ethnicities, and there wasn't any. And that was really like, I don't think I'm going to use you again. And I don't care how great your talents are. If you're looking for drama between ethnicities, that says something about your character. The other thing that I got from this book, and I think this is probably the biggest thing from going through the re-edits, I saw a I saw myself through a very different lens. And I saw the woman with a lot of fight. I saw the woman who was not prepared to give up. A woman who will fight for justice, not just for herself and her children, but for other people. And it's inspired me to become more than I already am. And I've been through a hard time this last few years. Um, and I've had another big fight on my hands. And as today is the opening of the Lionsgate portal, I release all that no longer serves me. I release the past and I put it in the past. Obviously, I've still got the book to write, the second part of Crossing the Line. I've still got the second part of this to write. And I've got the book to write about what happened in 2017 and the court case that I'm now wrapping up. So I've still got that book to write. But these books are a closing of that period of time. It's where I get to release all this weight that I've put on. It's where I get to release the doubts and the fears and the overwhelm that has been part of my life. I get to release the weight of it all being on my shoulders and in my consciousness. It's taught me a lot about the law. And it's one of the reasons why I help people write books like this to make sure that they're on the right side of the law. Um, and as I was reading through this book, I'm like, it's a good job I know it happened because you really could not make this shit up. You really couldn't. I'm just like, how the police's evidence, how it even got to court, it contradicted itself so much. And where did they get the witnesses from? But anyway, book one is already on pre-order. The paperback version of book one goes live on the 8th of the 8th. And signed copies are available directly from me so you can send me a message through dawnbates.com /contact, or you can click on the pre-order link to get both copies when they're out, both books when they're out. And you can find all the links to purchase on the Genius link, which is http or www dot, to be less technical, www.geni.us/the Scotland Saga, because we're naming the duology the Scotland Saga. And just to give you some insight, this book gained me quite a lot of 5-star ratings on various platforms, but it also came number 3, well, in the top 3 of books on Goodreads for parenting and ambitious women. So yeah, it's a pretty beast of a book. And I hope that you enjoy it. I hope that you get a lot from it. Even if you're not fighting the law, even if you want a bit more empathy or understanding, or you want to have someone else's journey to inspire you and give you the strength that you need to get through whatever it is that you're getting through right now. And whatever you're going through, there is light at the end of the tunnel, I promise you. And I know that people say, you're in this darkness at the moment, but just pretend that you're outside on a really dark night with a full moon. The full moon at the moment is the buck moon, and it is. I've slept today but which is no surprising. Um, but just imagine that the darkness that you're in has the moonlight guiding you. Now, I'm a sailor, so that really works for me, that analogy. But in the darkness, there's always a moon, there's always stars to guide you. So just hold on to that right now, and you will get through it. And there are lots of books that I've written on things to help you through your journey, books on mental health. If you if you're wanting to understand men's mental health and want to help contribute to preventing male suicide, then there's the book Man Up that I co-authored with a chap called Steve Whittle at Tough to Talk. There is Owning Our Ovaries, which is a collection of stories that I've written with six other incredible women who are brave enough to share their stories, honoring women and the power of our ovaries. And the subtitle for that one is Unleashing the Power from Within. I collaborated with a lady called Debbie Debonair. She did Alive to Thrive that talks about women's mental health and their journey to thinking about suicide and recovery. And then you've got Lani's book. Love Lani's book, Standing in Strength. I mean, I love all the books. That is about how women use sport to bring them back from the brink and actually improve their mental health and the situations that they were going through, or how they use the mental sports barrier to push through. And then we've got the lovely books written by Amanda Denham. Amanda's first book, Sinita, talks about friendships and the loss of friendship and memories and manipulation. And then she wrote the book Seven Feathers, which is about the death of parents and how we process that and how death may not be what it seems. So they're just a few of the books that I've worked on over the last 10 years. And I really hope that you enjoy them. I hope that you get something out of them. You'll find out more information about all the books that I have written and the services I provide to authors on dawnbates.com. But for now, I'm just having a few days off because on Monday I start part two, book two, of the events that unfolded in Scotland yet again in 2016. Yeah, you couldn't make that shit up either. So to pre-order, go to www.geni.us/the Scotland Saga and pre-order your books. Thank you so much. Ciao for now.